and we can do interesting calculations on floats. Particularly division is a very important operation to perform with floating point numbers as opposed to integers. Integer division loses the decimal point. So for example, if I were to say my int equals my integer divided by 3, console write line my int, and hit F5, notice how we have 14. But if we were to actually divide 42 by 3, we do get 14 because that is actually divisible. Huh, I'm bad at this game. Let's do 7. No, that 9.
You just made my day.
Sorry, guys.
That was awesome.
Okay, so now that I've found a denominator that is actually not divisible by the numerator, we get the value 4. And this is an example of integer division. Integer division will lose the decimal point of whatever value that you are dividing. So, yeah.
Now this has a common term that our beginners are going to hear often. What's that term, Nelson?
Truncation.
That's right.
And you might think, okay, well, integers can't contain decimal points. I understand that. That's just the rule. I mean, there's no understanding that or not understanding that. That's just the rule. Integers cannot contain decimal points. So what would happen if we tried to perform integer division on two numbers that are not divisible by each other? Well, you might think that the computer would round that value. In this case, if it did, 4 would actually become 5 because, as we see here, the actual result of this computation is 4.6 repeating. So if it were rounded, this would have turned into 5, but it isn't. That's because we have what's called truncation. Truncation is it's an English word that means chopping off. And what we're doing here is we're chopping off everything that follows the decimal point. We're losing that information.